So I disagree with something that my student just said to me. So we were driving for the first time in a 20-mile-an-hour zone. It was just what our lesson was today. And she turned round to me whilst we were driving in this new area and she said, right. And she looked down at the speedometer and she said, right, I need to do 17 miles an hour. And I was like, 17 miles an hour? She was very precise about it. And she was like, yeah, there's a driving instructor on TikTok that says that when you're in a 20, when you're in a 20, that you need to like hang around at about 17. No, I totally disagree with this, right? So this is my take on it, okay? If you had a person behind you who's got like shed loads of years of experience, let's just say that they've got 35 years of experience, how do you feel that they feel about the 20-mile-an-hour zone as standard? How do you feel that they feel about that already? I hope that you've said that they're probably a little bit frustrated because 20 is extremely low in a car, right? Now, listen, I'm not saying for a minute that it's wrong. 20 miles an hour has improved road safety. So many. I think that there's been I think when I researched it, there was 9 less fatalities in Birmingham that year because they'd reduced it down to 20. So I'm all for the speed limit being at 20 because the fatality risk if you hit somebody at 20 is 1%, right? So that's why it's outside schools. That's why they're trying to make town centres lower at 20. But giving out advice that when you're in a 20 that you need to do 17 as standard is not correct. If you're in a 20 and there is parked cars around, yes, you are going to go as slow as the hazards deserve to be taken at. So maybe you'll be doing 1 or 2 miles an hour because of the hazards. Maybe there's pedestrians everywhere. Maybe you're following other traffic that's going slowly. Maybe there's a fallen tree. Maybe there's a bin in the road. Maybe there's people walking across the road and people pulling out. If there's hazards to go slowly for, like bends as well, weather conditions, of course, we're going to go really slowly. That's okay. That's fine. But if you've got a very, very long 20-mile-an-hour road, no bends, no hazards, no pedestrians, nothing, and it's just a 20-mile-an-hour zone in a straight line, 17? No? 20. We need to do 20 because it's already a frustration to have 20 for a lot of drivers. If you choose to do 17 and a 20 for no reason on a straight 20, that is a very frustrating speed to go because how are people going to overtake you with only 3 miles an hour left without breaking the speed limit? They're going to be behind you, late for work, late for their appointment, already frustrated with the 20 and you're doing 17. No, not unless, and if there's a hazard, fine, go slowly, go as slow as you like. But for an open, long 20, 17, no. People can't overtake you. They're more likely to overtake you by breaking the law, and then you're more at risk anyway. If you are on a long 20, do 20. Yeah. Sometimes when I'm doing driving lessons with people and we're in a 30, some of them will say, oh, I'll just hang out at 26, 27. Again, no, let's do 30 if we can. If there's a hazard, don't get me wrong, if there's a hazard, any type of hazard, bends, raining, pedestrian, car, whatever, obviously go slower, of course. But if you've got a long straight road, let's do the speed limit. Let's do the speed limit. Let's make progress if there's no hazards. Why would we choose to do 3 or 4 miles an hour under the speed limit, which is just going to frustrate everybody who's late for work and everything, and they can't overtake you without breaking the speed limit? If they overtake you at 3 miles an hour, that's walking pace. That somebody walking past you, that's dangerous. Yeah. I think that's not correct advice on this occasion. So I think that if you can do the speed limit, do it, achieve it, learn how to hold the sorry, my phone's getting too hot. I can feel it in the sun. It's a nice day. If you can get into the habit of holding the accelerator in one place, and somebody wrote to me the other day and said, that she taps the gas and then comes off, and then taps the gas and comes off, and then there's this drive like this. Yeah, it's quite rare that students get into that, but yeah, I've sat with students who do that. My brother does that as well, actually. It can make you feel a bit sick. But yeah, you need to get into the habit of holding it in the correct place and holding it there, training your foot to be micro presses, to be able to micro press down and up so you can maintain the speed. You can use cruise control, but the only thing about cruise control is it's set. So if there becomes a hazard, if there's a parked car, if there's a bike, whatever, pedestrian, dog, whatever, then you can't fluctuate your speed. So be careful if you're using a cruise control, because it sets you there. Do you know what I mean? Long straight roads with no hazards, try and achieve the speed limit. Yeah, put a hazard in there, go as slow as you like, 1 mile an hour if the hazard deserves it. Yeah, but otherwise make progress. I hope this comes across.